Hey, welcome to another tutorial. This is kind of an interesting one because it's taking one app or website that I knew about and I've used for a couple of years just to kind of sometimes kickstart a particular topic or get students to play around with brainstorming some ideas. And what I actually found in doing a little bit more digging is I actually found something I like better. Some of you might be familiar with Wordle, Wordle.net. This works nice for kind of a laptop or computer environment. In other words, a web-based app. But if you're trying to use the web-based app on a mobile device, especially from the iOS platform. I haven't tried this on the Android platform recently, but in the iOS platform you have to load a Java plugin each time, and it doesn't seem like she wants to pop up. I actually used this at some presentations a couple years ago, didn't have any trouble, but I haven't really been able to get it to pop up on my iPad or my iPhone for about the last 6 months or so anyway, and frankly that caused me to kind of look around a little bit. Some of you might be familiar with using this. You just paste in a bunch of text. So I usually do this with say a personal finance class here. Just put some terms in: stocks, investments, credit, debt, insurance, retirement, planning, time, risk, whatever. You can put in a bunch of terms, or you can put in a particular URL of some type of blog or RSS feed. But once you get all of your terms in there, you go and hit go, and it puts this nice little kind of like a visual here where it puts in all of the kind of words, and you can play with color, and you can play with layout and so forth. So you can change things, rounder edges, font, a bunch of different things you can do. And although that's kind of cool, it's like, yeah, okay, it's neat, but then once it starts having some trouble, I don't spend a lot of time. I'll give it a little bit of time if I'm having trouble using it the way I want to use it. And if that's the case, then I blow it out and I find something else. So although it looks like I'm talking about Wordle, I'm actually talking about WordSift.com. It's going to show you that. WordSift.com, I think, is actually much more powerful, and I'm going to show you some things that you can do with it. But if you wanted to see something else that gives you a representation of how it's actually being used, there's a quick video tour here. As it shows here, this was created by Stanford University's resource area, and so essentially it will kind of work the same way. You can put in a bunch of text, a paragraph, some information that you have on a particular subject. And the neat thing about this is that it will work on the tablet device. I'm doing it right now on a laptop, but it also works on the tablet device, so students could do this as well. You as the faculty could start off the conversation with something like this, and then we can show you in a second here all the different things that you can do with it. But going forward, students also have the ability to do this, so if they're working in groups on a collaborative type of a project, or even individually, they would have the ability to put this to use. So just so we can save a little time here and still allow you to see what's going on, I'm just going to assume that the subject that we're talking about today, for whatever our purposes is for teaching and learning in class, is Darwin and evolution. So normally whatever that subject is, I would come up with a whole bunch of characters here of text, lots of words, phrases, sentences, what have you. 65K is the max characters that they'll allow me to put in. So you have some reasonable limitations, but it's in order to get a concept down, that's plenty from what as you can see, I've just clicked on Darwin and evolution, and there's quite a bit of stuff here. There might be about a page of text here, and so all this different information is in there. A lot of sentences explains what evolution is, a lot of things about evolution, natural selection, Darwin, all that kind of stuff. So you got a lot of information there, and then all you do is click Sift. And Sift is going to take itself about 30 seconds to do some work for you. And it's going to pop up something that looks a little bit like that Wordle, but what it's showing you is a list of some of the common language, some of the common words that came out. And the larger the word, the more common it is in that particular set of text that you put in there before. So it kind of, a big ideas kind of a thing. It kind of pops that up. And again, the larger the word, the more prominent it was in that first initial post of content. And you actually have the ability, as you can see, all these words are hyperlinked. So you can actually go places. You can go to another page, and I'll show you that in a second. But I want to show you some of the other things that happened on this particular page. So you have a bunch of images that have popped up down here. Some images of Darwin, some images about natural selection, and some of the other things that were discussed here. And you got 8 pages of these images, plus there's some videos down in here. So boy, this, if you just think about it, if you're somebody that's looking for some additional content from a faculty point of view on a particular subject, if you can come up with a paragraph or two of specifically what you're looking for in any subject, it could be a business class, accounting, economics, it could be psychology, sociology. You got your textbook, you might have a research guide that's there, but boy, something else. I don't necessarily think it's overwhelming the students, but it's coming at them with a bunch of different sets of information, and it allows them to visualize through their lens and kind of make a connection, engage with the content and make a connection that works for them. And they kind of build their own knowledge. Knowledge is all about construction, adding what you know to some new stuff that you learn. Let's take a look at some other particular things. You can sort from common word to rare word to common word, alphabetically. There's a number of other different things that you can do. You can come up with social studies uses for some of these concepts, math uses, science uses as far as examples go. Within this particular area, this is kind of a visual thesaurus. You can type some words in here to look. A whole bunch of different things, and we're going to show you those in just a second. Okay, so let's look at some of the specific things that we can do here. I told you again about the specific words. If Darwin was something we wanted to come up with some additional information on, that happens to be the largest word in our particular set of words here. If we click on Darwin, we have all of the images here on the side have changed to Darwin, various types of pictures, various sizes from various sources. You get the information also, as you can see here. Here's from the Smithsonian, right? So you have all of these different places that things came from. You have them tiled like this. You could have a larger image here. So show one result, show more results, show all the results. And as you can see, we have multiple pages here. And again, the video's down at the bottom. There's some examples of some information down here and where Darwin's name popped up in that list of our text. Also, you can see here from a visual perspective, if I wanted to click on one of these words, again, not only do my images change, but down in this particular area, I kind of have the main topic here and then some threads, if you will, that kind of go off to the side of some of these particular things. Population, same thing. Images change on population. And then I got some information here about population and how you can go a little further. So if you put yourself on one of these little dots, you get some additional information on that particular word. You can identify, pull up one of these pictures. This is population of the Philippines, and it gives you some information, tells you the source, that type of a thing. And let's see, we can sort our words here. We talked about that already. There you go, sorting our words from common to rare. and you can go backwards. You can sort them by letter if you wanted to make life easy to find something. You have the ability to kind of what's called squish the cloud, which is get rid of that space to give you things a little bit more usable without as much scrolling, and you can then unsquish, which gives you your words back again. I'll go back to something like selection. You also have the ability to make images draggable, so you can bring them into this like whiteboard space down here. Oops. Got some videos that you can pull up. So I just think there's some uses here, and again, the faculty can do this, the students can do it if you give them a set of information. If people are working on a group together, you might want to have them kind of create a visual on some of this kind of stuff. So just kind of like a neat thing to put together and you know, utilize going forward, both from the faculty side and from the student side. I think if you get a little creative, you can probably find some uses, but it is something I wanted to point out to you. Again, it's called WordSift.com, and it is free, and you do not have to have an account. Thanks.